Hello and welcome, this is Melskinner, and we're back with some more of the Flashpoint DLC for BattleTech. We have wrapped up the last contract I want to do on this planet, so it's time to move on. Before we do that, I don't think there's anything we need to do as far as setting up mechs. We've more or less already done that. So now it's just a time to decide where we want to go. Now, as far as travel contracts go, these travel contracts aren't really necessarily going anywhere I want to go. At least I don't think so. We've got one going there. Okay, they're both going to the same location, which I think is what you tend to see. So we are going to take a look at the star map here, just to see where that is. Okay, so it's going over here. I don't think there's a place we've been to before. We'll take a look at it. For primitive civilization, research, ruins, Terran world. Okay, token population. So not sure if that's anywhere we want to go. It's only 1.5 skull. I honestly think we can go and take a look at this flashpoint. It's a 2.5 skull flashpoint. We, as a lance, are at the 2 skull level, and I think we have enough backup mechs at this point that we can pull this off. Our secondary lance is not going to quite be there with what we have to use, but we're just so close. I think we're close enough. If I were to look at it real quick, as far as our loadouts go, we have the 2 Vindicators, one being our one we're definitely going to use, which is our support one, so that's this one. We have a Griffin, we have a Shadowhawk, which we're currently loading out. We have the Hunchback. So, like, if we were looking at things, we've got, let's say our primary lance is the Firestarter, the Vindicator in the support role, the Griffin, and then it could be either the Shadowhawk, the Hunchback, or the other Vindicator as our last mech. And then, whichever one we pick out of that, so let's say we pick the Hunchback, just as an example, then we would have the Shadowhawk and the Vindicator as our second lance. We have the Panther and the and any number of our other light mechs, like a Jenner or what have you, with 3 Jenners. So any of those would also fill in. So we have a primary lance that is mostly medium mechs, and then we have a secondary lance. It's a couple medium mechs, a couple light mechs, but they're fairly effective loadouts nonetheless. So I think that can be good enough to get through this mission. I think I'm an experienced enough player that I, even at maybe a little bit of a disadvantage with my second lance, will be fine. I really don't know how these flashpoints play out, so I think it's exciting to find out, because this is what you get into the career mode for. So, and the whole point of this whole DLC, it's called Flashpoint after all. So yeah, let's go to one. Yeah, I think we have it already selected. I want to make sure that I have that selected correctly, so we'll do like that. There we go. So engagement length is short. I don't know what a lot of this stuff means, but I think some of it's self-explanatory. So you complete multiple contracts, finish the flashpoint. The total number varies by the flashpoint and may also be affected by choices you make during the flashpoint. So we'll say this is going to be not that many missions. There are going to be consecutive flashpoints, deployments. Flashpoints may require you to deploy lances on consecutive missions, with no time to heal or repair between them. This is the reason why you want to have a secondary lance. Expect to field at least 2 full lances during the flashpoint. And then our reward is going to be some items. We have no restriction on our tonnage. This is going to be serving House Steiner, and it's going to be against House Liao. So we really don't have a relationship with Steiner. We may have a bad one with Liao. I'd have to look at our thing. I still will say we do this.
By your command.
But I do want to look at the reputation to see where we're at. I think the Canopians like me at this stage. Your actions against our interests are earning you a powerful enemy, Commander. Continue to impede pirate operations in this region, and you will pay the cost. You can view your faction reputation status, and okay, so the pirates are starting to hate me. That's not too much of a surprise. Let's see where we're at in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, the pirates really hate me because I've mostly been acting against them. I would say the next one would be the Free Worlds League. Doesn't really particularly like me. The Chameleon Confederation, yeah, they don't really like me either, and they're not going to like me after this one, so we're probably going to see them as an enemy. We haven't done anything for House Steiner at all, so they don't really feel any way. This is like the default is -10. Draconis Combine, the same. Federated Sims, the same. The Tarians, they started at -5, I believe. So again, we haven't done anything for or against them, but that we just started a little bit more affinity towards them. I think there was one other or faction that was the same case for, maybe even the Free Worlds League. It just, unfortunately, we've done some contracts against them. So that's where we're at. Now, the Canopians like us, so we should get some bonuses for that. So we get extra job payout from them. Otherwise, that's about all we get. Now, eventually you can ally a faction, and I don't really know how that works. That's another thing that's new with this whole career mode. At least I believe so. As far as the work goes, all of our jobs will be done in time for us to get there. At least I think they will be. Yeah, they will be. We are going to have a financial report coming, but we should be able to afford that. We're at 3 million at this point. We will have also one of our upgrades happening. So, okay, let's continue. A black market invitation. Darius demands the first agenda item in the morning briefing. Commander, I've secured an invitation to the black markets here in the periphery. Yang claps Darius on the back. About time. You've been haggling and calling in favors for months. It was kind of like you enjoyed it, Darius smirks. Who, me? Well, persuading that cabal of crooks, merchants, and politicians wasn't boring. Mirai cuts through the jovialty. Don't forget the pirates. Your cabal may vote us in, but our history with their primary customers is setting our membership fee. Dr. Murad frowns. Improvements to the Argo aren't getting any cheaper. Surely we can just continue looting what we need. Okay. So, what do we got here? So 2 of the choices are not available. Because we're not liked by the Aurigan pirates. I'm assuming the pirates are the Aurigan pirates. I wasn't aware that they were Aurigans, but whatever. If we pay 2.5 million, oh boy, I can't afford that. So we're gonna have to pass on the opportunity. This, I'm guessing, is a rare chance to get into the black market. This never came up in my campaign playthrough, although I got the feeling that it was something that was maybe supposed to come up. So I guess there's a reason why not to make the pirates mad at you. But I really can't afford 2.5 million because once to do that, we have 700,000 in the bank, and then I have a financial report coming, which will probably put me down maybe 500,000, maybe more. So we'd have almost no money left. And that's too much to pin on things. So I'm going to have to pass here, unfortunately. Shaking your head, you deliver your decision. We'll wait for now. Perhaps we can get a better price later on. Disappointed, Darius moves on with the rest of the meeting's agenda. No lasting consequences. All right. There are a lot of things that pop up, though, where if you had black market ties, the events, you have like options to do with that. So it is really unfortunate not to have that black market thing. Maybe it would have been nice if we'd gotten that before we pissed off the pirates this much, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, the pirates, I would much rather have them my enemies than an actual house enemies, because then that makes us have a lot less options as far as alliances and getting goods from various places. Although we've been in neutral space most of the time.
You asked for are online, Commander.
Okay, that's done. And again, I wouldn't have been able to do upgrades if I had done what I did, so... or if I'd done the other choice I meant. Okay, so ship upgrades. Alright, so we can afford some of these. So we can get morale, 450,000. We could get another mech bay. Don't really need that at the moment. We can get more repairs. That's very tempting. Drive system is even more tempting because at the moment we're kind of slow. It'd be nice to not have that be the case. Don't really need that. I mean, there's reasons to do the different pods because those are requirements for other things. So yeah, I'd say it's between the lounge and the drive systems. I'm gonna do the lounge though because there are events that deal with that. So yeah, let's do that.
Sure thing. It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
Okie dokie. So we're done there. Let's keep going. And once we get to the destination, then I'm going to worry about our pilots and things like that.
Undocked from jump ship. We're clear.
That work order you submitted is complete.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Got a new financial report for you, Commander.
Okay, so that's that. We do want to continue to get morale up. So I will pay the extra. Which we can do because I didn't spend all of our money on getting the black market thing. All right, let's get to our destination. I'm going to want to take a look at the shops. I didn't really look at the planet, so I don't really know what to expect there. Maybe there's no population. We may have story stuff, though, when we get here. We'll see. Oh, okay. We're already having something. Native wildlife. As shore leave ends, your mech warriors and ship's crew arrive at the spaceport, sharing stories of their adventures and entertainments. Then Darius arrives, his brow furrowed and concerned. He pulls you aside and puts his communicator on speaker so both of you can hear Scarecrow. Commander, I'm in a bit of a situation. I went on an expedition to some nearby ruins, and I think I'm being hunted by some of the native wildlife. Whatever these things are, I'm pretty sure they're eating some of the other tourists right now. Yeah, those are definitely... I'm getting eaten screams. Can I get a little help? Okay, well, there's only one option here because he is not any of these things. So I'm going to say advise concealment until rescue arrives. Okay, so he suffered some injuries. That really sucks. The timing of that sucks really hard. Leaving Darius to keep Scarecrow calm, you gather several mech warriors and acquire an all-terrain vehicle. When you finally arrive at the emergency beacon, Scarecrow is perched high in a tree. Blood drips from a mangled leg to the ground below, where several meter-long insectoids with bifurcated, razor-sharp mouths wait patiently for their prey to fall. A few well-placed gunshots send the creatures scurrying to the safety of the ruins, and you and others manage to get the wounded mech warrior to safety. So yeah, that sucked really hard, because he is, like, our primary scout. Yeah, and he's not going to be available for a long time. 2 injuries, 46 days. Gotta love these events, right? Alright, well, we're not going to do the Flashpoint just yet. I'm going to go to the store. We do have a backup scout, but unfortunately that is not what I would obviously like to do, especially if that backup scout gets injured. Then we have no scout. Alright, well, let's see what's here. Okay. Nothing super exciting. The LRM-15 is tempting, because we don't really have any of those at all, I don't think. But otherwise, you just have ammo and things like that. Might be worth picking up. Alright, well, let's take a look at our mech warriors themselves. 46 days, jeez. Alright, well, Revere, you have now become the primary scout. Okay, nothing really there. And it could have been one of my like, you know, more backup pilots that could have happened to too. I may end up having to go to the hiring hall too. See what we can get. Let's take a look. I'm gonna pick up Promenade because they have exactly what I'm looking for, which is the sensor lock. So let's see. You're Steiner Commoner, and you have technical school. Okay. Well, what's your name? Promenade. All right. Well, I heard you are.
New mech warriors available.
All right, let's go to the barracks again. Just to make sure that we're spending all of our experience.
What can I do for you?
Okay, so Gnarly,
Commander?
checking on her. She seems fine. And then Truck.
Yep.
It doesn't matter with Scarecrow because they're out for a long time. Okay, we're still saving for you, so... Yeah, it looks like we're more or less ready to go then. I don't know which mechs we're going to be using in this mission. Let's see what it has to say. All right, begin. Now, we don't have any negotiation. That's interesting. And it doesn't tell us if we're getting paid. I mean, we have a bonus reward, but we don't have a reward yet. Okay, joint venture, high orbit, Adrar. So this is that guy. He has quite a long name there. Welcome to Adrar, Commander Gunner. I thank you for your promptness as always. This mission's been available for a long time, so how prompt we were, I don't know. House Center needs you to escort an unarmed convoy to a reinforced mech bay on the western tip of Black Earth Plateau. The safety of this convoy is of paramount importance. Its cargo is both precious and rare. Yeah, what's the payload? In truth, Mr. Vertanen, that is none of your concern, but in the interest of transparency, I will answer your question. I hope that you will recognize this gesture as a symbol of friendship that it is. I hope we're not being docked pay for your friendship. The trucks are carrying the final components for a new form of battle mech, the first product of a marriage between Davion inventiveness and Steiner industry. Okay. So you guys are allied at this point? All right, interesting. I didn't know that had happened yet. It's quite an achievement, I assure you, and House Liao would like nothing better than to take it from us. This actually makes sense from the whole universe side of things, because Davion and Steiner do ally with each other and become the FedCom Alliance. I wasn't aware that it happened yet, but all right, we won't let that happen. Very good, Commander. Now, let us discuss the complications that will stand in your way. The convoy is currently hidden from Liao eyes and will remain so until you meet it at the rendezvous point. Unfortunately, there is but a single road between the convoy and its destination, and the road is continuously patrolled by units of the Liao Reserves. We have solid intel on the size and composition of one of these patrol groups, a unit that we have dubbed Sentry Team Alpha. Unfortunately, that's where our battlefield intelligence ends. Tell us about the Sentry Team Alpha. If we choose to engage while they're in the AO, what will be going up against us? A mid-range Hunter-Killer Lance with long-range fire support available as backup. Not an ideal configuration to go up against on an escort mission. I know, but we have no intel at all on what else the Liao Reserves may be fielding. If you choose to deploy outside of Sentry Team Alpha's patrol window, you could find yourself face-to-face with a full assault lance. Well, that's not what we're hoping to go against, or perhaps not. We just don't know. And so, my friend, you have a choice to make. Will you deploy against Sentry Team Alpha, or will you roll the dice on the unknown? I don't envy your decision, but as the commander in the field, it's yours to make. Okay, so we've got drop during Sentry Team Alpha's patrol window. You've got intel on Sentry Team Alpha. I'll take that over a question mark any day. Or we wait until they're gone. I don't relish the thought of defending a convoy against the unit that you described. We'll take our chances with whoever replaces them. So it's knowing what they are, knowing that they have long-range firepower, or not knowing what they are, and going potentially against a very heavy enemy. Let's just go against the devil you know. Very good, Commander. I'll see to it that the convoy leader is prepared and ready to depart. Best of luck on the plan of service. I'll be monitoring your progress from here. Okay. I'm assuming we're going to get a deploy screen at the very least, right? Or is it... Oh, okay, so it's going to put out the contract. There it is, joint venture. So it's in the jungle, that's good. That helps us with some heat efficiency. All right, well, I don't see a reason why not to just go ahead with this mission. Let's negotiate. So the pay is going to be a max pay of $1 million. All right. I'm just seeing what my salvage options are. I guess I'll go 50-50 because to get better salvage, I'd have to go all the way like that, and I don't want to do that. So we'll just go with this. Okay, so obviously Scarecrow is not available, and because Scarecrow is not available, Revere is just not really set up to be using the Firestarter, in my opinion. We're going to go with the Jenner instead. I mean, Revere is not a terrible pilot, and we have given him some experience to make him a little bit better, although I was trying to save a lot of that up. Okay, so that is going to be my scout mech, but the question is, what is going to be my my other mechs? So we have the Vindicator. Honestly, I think the Shadowhawk will be perfect in this situation, because we know our enemy has a lot of long-range weapons. And the Shadowhawk has good long-range weapons. Now, one strategy of dealing with them would be to close with them and try and get up in their face, which may still do. The Shadowhawk can rely on punching as a way of doing damage, but I think this is the better option than the Hunchback. The Hunchback being a little too slow, and depending on really specific lines of sight, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get. So the Shadowhawk, I think, is the best choice for us. The Vindicator could be a good one for us, but I just think the Shadowhawk is a little bit better in that regard. Probably more heavily armored. As a matter of fact, that's a good question. Which one's more heavily armored? So you have... Yeah. So the Shadowhawk's going to have better armor. It's more about long-range firepower, sure, but again, if we can get close, we can punch, because Shadowhawk is really good at that. It does, what, 85 damage with just that? And we have the small laser to add on to that as well. So that's not bad damage. All right, let's go ahead and deploy. All right, here we go.
Command interface initiated.
I mark graph so-and-so's rendezvous point on your map, Commander. Convoy leader, do you copy? Roger that, Oliviera. We are all packed up and ready to roll. We're under orders to beeline it to the mech bay as soon as you reach the rendezvous point, so I hope that your mech warriors can keep up. That's another reason why we picked the Shadowhawk, because it's got more maneuverability. Understood, Convoy Leader. We'll let you set the pace. Thanks for understanding. Oh, and fair warning, I've been hearing a lot of Capellan military chatter on the comms lately. It won't take them long to find us after we roll out. We'll take it under advisement. Convoy Leader, see you soon. All right, here we go.
Climate for battle, Max.
So as typical, I think we're going to have to get to the convoy point first. And it looks like we can sprint just as far as we can jump. So we'll go with the jump first.
Roger.
Same here.
Engaging jump jets.
Let's have Revere go first. I'll go ahead and take Revere. Sprinting down the road. I kind of assume that the enemy is not even going to be within sensor range on this first turn. I'm also... Yeah, I was about to say, I also wouldn't be surprised if they aren't even on the map until we get going. So with that in regard, we really need to get moving with some of my slower units.
Here we go.
Sure, I'll jump up here. Do I really want to do that? Nah, let's sprint. We didn't see any enemy movement, so I'm just going to assume that they're not going to move until we get where we need to go. The problem is, where is the destination? Let's take a look at the map. Okay, so clearly we're going down this road. Maybe we have to go up this way as well. But I think the vehicles are more likely going to follow a road, and we're already at the edge of the map here. So honestly, I actually probably sent the Vindicator in the wrong direction. Yeah, I'll just move into the woods here. And you can just charge up this way.
I'm walking.
I'll just cut through this. Alright. So I'm going to take it easy then. What I want to have happen here is I want the Vindicator to get into a good position before we contact these guys. So that's what I'm going to go for. As a matter of fact, a little forward of where we're going to end up is probably best. I'm going to have the Griffin kind of jump over this way and start moving along this direction.
Engaging jump jets.
Forming a forward guard. And you... I'm going to take a move order and move to here.
On my way.
I don't want to trigger this just yet. All right.
Copy that.
Engaging jump jets.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna use the Vindicator, I think, to trigger the thing, so...
Behold, I take flight.
I take from the what we heard there that they're not gonna wait on me. So can we get there further by sprinting or jumping? It looks like we can get a little bit further. We sprint. So that's what I'm gonna do. Sprint in here. I don't really know where the convoy is gonna end up, but I'm gonna wait just for this action to happen in case it triggers. No, it didn't. Okay, that's fine. Shadowhawk is going to sprint up this way. No, we're gonna jump. I was looking to get into the woods. I guess I'll take the sprint then.
Moving out.
You're gonna jump. You're gonna sprint. You're gonna sprint. You're gonna jump into the woods here.
Affirmative.
And we're all set up for the direction I'm assuming we're gonna go in. Ready to roll out, Commander. Keep the hostiles off us. We can get to so-and-so's payload from point A to point B, but we aren't equipped to fight. Okay, there they are. And the enemy, of course, has come out as well. So these are the heavier APCs. Okay, they're almost on top of me. That's fine. Or reserve. They haven't seen me yet. Okay, they can see me now. No evasion, though. Interesting. So there's not really much of an incentive to hold any longer.
Commander.
See what our attack is like here. Yeah, that's a pretty damn good attack. I'm not sure I want to move any further ahead. We want to move up. I mean, it's a worse shot if I move up. Let's just attack from here. And fire. Got a little bit of a guard going, but I missed if the large laser hit. Okay, we got at least one medium mech. Alright, truck.
What do you need?
Get going here, so... sure, we'll jump to here. And then we'll sling our missiles. We're gonna have to keep mobile with truck and the Vindicator. Fire. Yeah, we have a decent chance of taking this Vindicator out. Okay, I didn't see any more enemy, and I don't see any more enemy on my scope here. Let's go with the Jenner, because the Jenner may have limited attack potential. Well, that's unfortunate. I walk into a good position, because I don't want to be in a position where I'm out in the open if I can avoid it. But I also don't want to burn through a lot of heat. I guess that's what attack I'm going to get, so we'll go for it. Alright, I also want to see what we see on the sensors. Did we get anything new? No, not that I see. Alright, well, let's open up on this guy.
Welcome to my Alpha Strike.
All right. So I'm going to walk here. I think it's going to give me the walk like that, though. Best opportunity to attack here. If we can kill the Jenner, then I don't think they can see me because of that ridge. So let's dump some fire here.
All weapons committed.
Okay, we took out the leg, and well, that's serious damage for sure.
Critical damage detected.
I'm gonna guess they can still see me though. All right, now our convoy. Let's see if we can speed that along a little bit. It's gonna be kind of tricky for, I think, for my Vindicator to keep up with them. Okay. And these APCs, thankfully, are the heavier ones, so they'll be a little bit easier to protect. But in any case, this is a good point, I think, to go ahead and put a cut in the video. Oh, well, let's let the AI do its thing. Okay, so the Jenner just came up here and did the same thing the other Jenner did, so might be able to wreck it. But in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.